Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
It's one thing after another with you, isn't it?
You shut up. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube. Welcome back to Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. I am your game master and host, Skidramas, otherwise known as Tone Shift, as always. With me today, we have our full assortment of players. We have Hades Shadow 92 playing Thanatos, our male human Dark Knight.
Technical issues and a freaking... I don't even know what that was.
A scat track, man.
I thought you were having a seizure for a second.
Nope. We have Luminous Starlight playing Rocket, our female cyborg chocobo warrior.
I screamed into the microphone earlier. It was
Get away from your mic. Don't talk so close. Jesus Christ. Let's see here. We have Darkness playing the star of our current plot arc, Alistair, the human paladin.
Greetings.
That wasn't creepy at all. And last but certainly not least, we have Tom 117Z playing Neathil, our female Elvan ranger.
I also made noise into the microphone, yet I was not heard.
Because of course.
Violated again.
Oh shit.
Damn you, Discord, for changing my default microphone for no reason.
online. No one can hear you scream. Nice scream.
Except when it's you, apparently.
I have no mouth, but I must scream. I've never read that story. Anyways, so where we last left off in our little adventure, the party had set out from the campsite of Vis, with her guiding them through the treacherous terrain of the Irvian Badlands to the ancient shrine known as Kinatoa, the temple built by both the reclusive Viera and Clarins as a place of communal faith, where their separate religions could be practiced in harmony as a symbol of their alliance from a long time ago, back when this hellish landscape was once part of a lush and vibrant forest known as the Sumlana Jungle. In this dungeon, the party believes their good friend Elizabeth resides. Well, good friend might be a bit of a stretch, but someone they're trying to save.
Optimistic.
Optimistic. Bit of an optimistic stretch there. Okay, I will grant you that. Now, upon their arrival, they were faced with a series of trials in the first chambers of this temple. First, a battle against the guardian force of the Somlana Empire, Quetzalcoatl, a great bird of thunder and lightning. In the next chamber, they contended with a puzzle formed of owl statues with eyes and a need to face them a certain direction to proceed.
I would also like to state that it pissed me off so much that the one weakness that damn bird had is the only element we don't have.
Water!
Water. Nobody has water.
Well, maybe I'll have Mika pick up Atera when next she levels up. We'll see. But at any rate, as the party descended down into the next level of this temple, continuing on their way, as they were continuing on their way down, they entered into the next chamber and came face to face with an old enemy. A familiar individual clad in blue robes, his face obscured by a darkened hood, orange eyes peering out from the darkness.
It's Murasan. He's talking about Murasan.
Yep. The party encountered none other than Murasan, who gave them a surprisingly cordial greeting before we closed off. So, and Tom, you will be pleased to know I'm playing the Asians theme from Final Fantasy XIV right now.
Good.
Of course you are.
I am.
I mean, I made Murasan in Soul Calibur 6, and he just looks like an Asian, even there.
Because he's an ass.
He is definitely that. So.
Sup, Caboo?
Oh my god, stop that! Jesus.
I have my ears and my ears up.
I had ears, but now they're gone. So,
To all those who watch this, we apologize for the ear rape.
Is it weird to hear running water?
Rocket just apparently wants to rape everybody's ears too.
Oh, God. I just had the mental image of a chocobo humping my head. Ugh, ugh.
Of course
No,
you
no, no,
do.
no, 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 no. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.
Grind! Okay.
I mean, it's not surprising your head is full of NSFW recently, isn't it?
That's not something I want to do it in public.
You know, I wasn't going to say anything.
Search
just
your
be
feelings,
courteous,
you know it to
Tom,
be
but
true.
Jesus.
Okay, can we get to the conversation?
Yeah.
Go on then. Where are
If we
giggles?
must.
So yeah, to recap what Murasan said, he stepped into view a couple corridors ahead from over here, and now stands in the middle of the faintly illuminated corridor. Ripples of water from these little small water channels off to the sides, creating abstract and unsettling patterns along the walls as the water ripples. He spread his arms wide as if in greeting and said, "Welcome. I hope the journey was not too strenuous."
Murasan.
You were expecting someone else? Sort of drops his hands to his sides.
I suppose I can't say that. How's the nose?
Better. How's your everything?
Better.
Good. Would hate to see you damaged. Ian sort of looks around at the place. It's fascinating, isn't it? This old temple. The architecture's genuinely impressive. The people who made it fascinating.
What's left of them, thanks to your buddy Hades in here.
Buddy, don't make me laugh. The savage is at most a rival, and that's if we get generous with our terminology.
Aw, sounds like somebody's jealous.
I could snap him out of reality if I wanted, but that would be boring. His eyes then sort of drift past all of you and land on you, Rocket. I see
Sup,
you.
Catboy?
I see you've gotten some improvements, Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, did you like the gift I gave you?
The gift?
I think he means Lazarus' death.
The final farewell you got to share with your father.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that. I facilitated that meeting in that dream, you know.
Yeah, but you're also the one that kept him alive for so long, so...
I am.
I'm the one who killed him in front of her.
I am. Astutely observed.
Do you get off from being a jackass, or does your master require you to be like this?
What do you think?
Yes and
little,
yes.
I think a little of both.
Then you have your answer.
What's your game here? You made it pretty obvious that you need us for something.
Oh, I do. You're of no use to me dead. That's an assurance.
Oh, you're all heart.
You're here to remove your butt. You're here to, like, free your buddy, aren't you?
Rival, whatever you want to call him.
Hardly. If he gets out, so be it. But that's not why I'm here.
Then do enlighten us, or are you going to do the typical cryptic thing where you have to leave us guessing?
He sort of gestures at the architecture a bit. What? Am I not allowed to appreciate the history of this place? That's why I'm here.
Right, and what does that history have to give you?
A glimpse into a past I never got to be a part of. He then sort of turns and starts walking off down the right corridor. You can hear his footsteps echoing off the stone.
So I really hate that guy. And is it just me?
That
Oh
was kind of
yeah.
anticlimactic, you know?
Oh, I'm sure he's not gone.
Do you want to follow him? You can still hear his feet.
So, do we follow the asshole who nearly blew us up last time?
I'm less inclined
He
seeing
didn't
as
nearly blow us up. He did blow us up.
We're still here.
Alistair, where are you going?
Just carries on walking without saying anything.
Alright,
All
where-
right, guys.
Someone
Let's-
grab him.
Mika's
Doing so.
going for you.
Grab,
Alistair,
grab it.
what are you doing?
You know what we're here for, right? To stop him.
Right.
Yeah. I
I'm
don't think
sick of
that's...
hearing of his words, so let's just get it over with.
Do you remember what happened the last time we tried being so blunt about it?
You remember
And
the
it-
last time we tried to follow?
Yeah,
I
I'm
am
getting a
aware.
serious case of deja vu.
And if you remember, Alistair, we're not here for him, we're here for another reason. He can wait. And as for following him, that was clearly an open invitation to do so, and I'm less than inclined to accept his open invitations. That's him dictating the rules.
You know, frankly, I want to tell him to just fuck off and let's get Elizabeth and get out of here.
He's
First,
heading to Elizabeth. He obviously
Well-
wants us alive for some reason, doesn't he?
so does he want us. And that makes it imperative that if we can help it, that we don't follow in his direct footsteps, because that's just going to help him in the long run, Alistair. You know that. So, before we go rushing off into the big red shiny button we all promised not to press, what's with this room that he was so fascinated by?
Well, there's nothing seemingly in this particular room. It's just a corridor that heads up to a sealed door up here and a bunch of side paths. And where you currently are, you can kind of look down the side path. And looking down it, you are afforded a view that shows what you assume to be another room, and you can see another channel of water at the other end.
What's down the other way?
It's much the same, really. Not a whole lot different about it.
Rocket, can you check those other two corridors by you?
Okay.
All right. So, peering down the leftern corridor, you see a similar sight. Give me a moment here. Da-da-da-da. All right. Hang on a second. My thing is acting weird. And same with the right corridor. They head in directions and open up into rooms with water channels on the far ends. And you think you could just make out colorful murals on the walls from here, but you can't make out details from this distance.
So, 4 pathways, each leading to a door, and then the big sealed door.
Big sealed door, I would gather leads to maybe Hades and thus Elizabeth.
That's why I'm like studying it and see if I can make out anything.
Can we just open it like the others?
I prefer studying it first before assuming to bloody open it.
Go ahead and make an awareness check then, Alistair.
Because we have one arsehole to deal with. We don't need 2, thank you very much. Right. Roll for awareness. Do the dice like me or hate me?
Seem to like you. Looking the door over, it doesn't appear to be locked at the moment. It's glowing softly, so you get the impression you can open it.
Door seems not to be completely locked. We could open it and see what's on the other side. Maybe even Elizabeth is beyond it, hopefully.
Then what's with these side rooms?
Let's hold
I'm
off on
sure.
doing anything. Again, big red buttons. These side rooms have murals. Let's check all of them out first. And stay clear of that end water. Don't know what's in it yet.
Very well then.
Which way are you going
Either
first?
we. Either
Let's
we
leave
kill...
Murasan's route for last, because I don't trust it.
Correct.
Don't touch anything, just look.
Got it. As long as we have a save.
All right.
Elizabeth,
I'm gonna go check this one down
Murasan,
here.
I don't care.
All right.
Let's check this one down here.
All right. Mika's going with Ni, and I'll have Kyra go with Thanatos. Rocket, where are you going?
Maybe down the path Hadasai went. Or straight to Murasan.
I think we want to stay clear of that path for now.
I mean, there's 6 of us, so it would be wise to go into 2 groups of each other.
Okay.
All right. So then Rocket. Okay, Rocket's going with me
Okay.
and Mika. Okay.
They need some girl time.
Yeah.
All
I was
right.
worried about leaving Alistair by himself since
Alright,
he seems
so-
to just shove his face into everything that moves.
Okay, so Ni, Mika, and Rocket, Mika, and Neothil, you make your way down your corridor. We'll start with you 3. And as you step through the open archway and into the room beyond, on the far wall of the chamber, you see a depiction of a gaunt, mummified figure resting on a gargantuan throne of jagged, broken bones, wrinkled hands raised up high over a colossal cauldron that sits in front of him, from which you can see in the mural smog of some sort pouring free and running over the ground around it. You can see skeletons and tar-like remains scattered across the floor. There's a backdrop of a jungle where the roots appear to be made of bones and skulls. And the dominant color in the chamber, it's all very red looking. And
This isn't ominous at all.
as you step in, you look to the south and you see one of the owl statues from before just sitting dormant, staring directly ahead. And then you look to the left and you see that the room carries on for a significant ways, and you see that Murasan is just standing there looking at the mural.
He's still there. Let's hold off in a minute and wait to see what the others find.
All right. So, with Alistair, Thanatos, and Kyra, it is a similar case where as you step into the room, it is revealed to be one large chamber. 2 owl statues, one on the north and south ends, facing inwards, motionless. And much like in the other room, there is a large mural that has been painted onto the wall. And on it, you see a depiction of a being you haven't seen yet in here. You see a humanoid-ish woman with very long, flowing hair. Her eyes are closed and her arms are spread wide. And from her arms and her eyes, you can see a depiction of raindrops falling over the jungle spread out below her. And at the bottom of the mural, all along the wall, you can see rat-like people, the Clarins, and they have their arms raised up in reverence. The color of this chamber is a pale, watery blue.
Huh.
From our position on our side, what can we see the mural?
Where you are in your corridor, you can see a small sliver of it, but these murals encompass their entire walls. They're kind of like Alduin's wall from Skyrim. Very wide, very long.
Well, this seems to be depicting some kind of goddess. I'm not familiar with this one. How about you?
You can make lore checks. I'll have Kyra roll a 2d6 for lore.
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't have any either. Oh shit!
Kyra rolled a 6.
You know what?
6.
I'd give it a shot.
I'm clueless. How about you?
Probably going to be a 6.
Probably 666. No, 7.
7.
Breaking the mold.
But there is a
Not much
6.
better.
Yeah, you have no idea who that is.
Well, I don't feel comfortable around these owl things. Let's go meet up with the others.
All right. You'll make your way back. I'm assuming Thanatos will link up with the larger group.
Okay.
All right. Yep, Murasan is still just standing there, looking up at the mural. He's sort of starting to pace in front of it, very slowly, as if he's taking in the details and trying to get a better look at parts that are further away from the middle of the room.
I guess we don't really have much of a choice. Let's see what the mural's about.
Quiet.
All right. I assume you're all sort of spilling into the room.
Yeah.
Mika is staying very close by Nee's side. If Kyra just park herself there. Murasan glances back at all of you as you're all entering. Took you a bit.
Yeah, forgive us if we're a little cautious around an asshole.
You have nothing to fear from me on this occasion. I'll only strike back if you attack first.
Considering what you did to Deviant Corp, I find that very hard to believe.
In case you forgot, you attacked me.
Well, in case you forgot, you set a mind-controlled director in a mech suit on us.
Fair enough. He gestures up at the mural on the wall. Before you sits the Claren's most hated deity, the one they fear, their depiction of Hades. What a gruesome creature, isn't he?
Well, you tell me.
Seems about your alley.
Another lackey of your higher up.
The one that walks this world, perhaps. Though in the context of the Claren's faith, very different. He serves as the judge of the recently departed. Those who led horrid lives, the evil and the wretched, would be deposited into his black cauldron and have their souls dissolved and returned to the soil as fertilizer. The others, who led proper lives, who conducted themselves well and righteously, would be taken up by the arms of Burmecia and raised into the heavens as eternal saints.
I take it Burmecia is the one in the other room?
That she is. Very different, the two of them, yet no less fascinating.
What are you playing at, Murasan? You took Elizabeth to lead us here.
I did? No. I simply brought Elizabeth where she wanted to be. The rest was up to you. You wanted to find her, I showed you where to go. Nothing more to it.
There's always something more to it.
Well, there is. What do you think it is?
Something that we're not going to like.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
If you're trying to find Elizabeth, she's deeper inside. You might want to hurry, though. She's about to throw herself at something she's in no position to overcome.
Hades? Or something else?
Hades. She navigated the trials before you did, each and every one. When she learned that the origin, the creator of the Velkers resides here, you should have seen the anger in her eyes.
So, I don't suppose you are going to let us in on a secret why you're so keen on getting us to Hades. If you really don't care for him as an individual, despite your shared loyalty, what is it? His power? Something else inside? Something you can't get, but we can?
I could tell you, but that wouldn't be any fun. I'll let you speculate and come to your own conclusions. Until the board is properly set, my plans are mine and mine alone to know.
Why do you serve Diabolos anyway? What do you get out of ending our world?
A chance to do things right.
Even if it kills millions.
Sort of glances over at you, Nee. Oh, I could talk to you about this for hours. I truly could. We would never see eye to eye, but I would not expect you to.
Well, neither would I from one whose morality seems to hinge on some sort of mad devotion to a dark god.
What do you expect from Diablos' lapdog?
Form what conclusions you will. You'll know the truth eventually, when the pieces are in place.
You must really like chess.
You could say that.
Never was a fan.
Well, you'd better become one. You're one of the pieces on the board. And the game can't start until they're all in their proper positions.
This is getting us nowhere.
We saw the door. Can you please tell us this? We saw the door was open. This puzzle, these owl statues, is already solved, or there is something more to do with it?
There's more. Pass through the door and you'll see. Now then, I have other matters to attend to elsewhere. I think I'll leave you to your business. And he starts walking forward and passes through the wall and disappears.
Maybe he'll choke on his bullshit. That would be a nice change of pace.
I'd love to watch it. Alright, come on, let's make sure Alistair didn't go off on his own.
He is. Alistair.
Damn it, there he goes again! And Mika chases off and...
Needy, have that rope. I think we're gonna need to make a leash.
Alistair.
You all go running back and eventually you catch up to Alistair, who just kind of wandered off on his own back to the door.
You need to stop wandering off, or are you planning on getting yourself killed?
You heard the deluded old man.
And yet,
Through the
we
door.
need to stick together. If you wander off and wander in a trap, what happens then, huh? And who? I don't think that helps Elizabeth. We're a
Well,
team
time is
here.
at the essence. I'm aware
Yes.
of that, but time is at the essence, and we must be quick.
Let's not be so quick that we run headfirst into a spike.
Ever since I stepped upon the Badlands, I've been getting nasty feeling. And it's only getting worse every passing second.
Impatience won't get you anywhere. Remember whose game we're playing. Open the
I
door.
am aware.
Alright, let's get to the door and get this over with.
Right, so someone, I'm not sure, you put your hand on the door, the runes light up, and it opens up, and on the other side you are greeted to a smaller chamber. On raised platforms on each of the four corners you see more statues, but not of owls. These appear to be of artistic, stylized bears looking down into the room, frozen in place, but you recognize that they'd probably come to life just as surely as the owls would, based on the glowing green gems embedded into their eye sockets. Across the far side, you see another door. This one's runes are dark. To the left and right, you see kind of like really deep bird baths, almost, set up large bowls erected on pedestals filled with water gently rippling. And against the back wall, on the left side, you see a mural of Lady Bermesia's face. Eyes closed, lips upturned into a small smile. And on the right side of the wall, you see a depiction of Hades, his hands spread open over his black cauldron. The room is still.
Oh, this is gonna be a ball. Like, these statues, do they look like they can turn? Surely as the old... The owl
No,
ones.
these ones do not rotate. They appear to be set in place.
So, there's nothing particular to do. They could just be guardians if we mess up.
Okay.
Oh, I am really sick of
So-
puzzles today.
Well, these bird baths might have poison rising out of them later, probably.
Oh, thanks for the comforting.
Thanks for that image.
That's a charming mental image, Kyra comments.
Yeah, she tends to do that.
Speaking of these bird baths, is there anything particularly special about them that we can see?
You look in and you can see some faint archaic magic runes etched onto the inside of the bowls, glowing softly.
So, mural of a goddess and Hades. 4 bear statues cannot move. 2 bird baths, and in the other rooms, owl statues. When we examined them earlier, did those look like they could turn like the other ones?
No, they were set in place, just keeping vigil over the room.
So, can't even turn these ones. Why does that leave us with these?
Goddess who watched over those who led good lives, and then a god who punished those who led terrible lives.
Maybe it's some sort of judgment. Something to do with us.
Possibly.
And do you think the water has anything to do with it?
It's the only thing in the room that I can see that we can interact with.
There was water in the other 2 rooms back there as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, but in channels, that looked more decorative. These are... Mika comes up to one and gives it a proper examination. These are propped up. If I had to guess,
They're runes in both.
Yeah, runes in both.
Are they different or are they the same?
They appear the same. Just water on the inside.
Is there anywhere that looks like water could be deposited into any other space?
Make an awareness check.
Might as well join in on that.
I just realized I still need to go open up Mika's character sheet.
Yeah, that would probably be a good thing.
Probably.
By me.
14.
8, 14. Okay. And you're all looking for potential places where water could be deposited?
Or just something that we can
I
interact
mean,
with.
I noticed these owl statues' mouths are open, if that's what they're actually meant to look like.
I mean,
Oh,
that's...
bear, I mean. Sorry,
Oh, yeah,
bear
they're
statues.
bears.
They're
Which I'm guessing is going to jump and attack us if we get this wrong.
looking at the bear statues, looking at them, they're too high off the ground to reach with the water, it seems. Now, looking at the far walls, and looking at the murals and the bowls of water in general, you don't really see anything that looks like it could be directly interacted with, but you do see a cup at the base of each of the murals, right in front of them, on the ground. And you sort of look up from that, Thanatos and Alistair. What the hell is Thades? You look up from those two, Thanatos and Alistair, and you can see that there are a lot of grooves in the murals. At first, you mistook them for just when they were chiseled in, but they look a bit more deliberate than that.
Thinking what I'm thinking? course, I'm talking to Hades, or Thanatos in this case.
So, cup, which leads me to believe this maybe it wants us to drink from these.
So, hold on.
I'm not sure about that. I'm
Just
not
to
up for
clarify, so
drinking random
there's
water.
a cup we can use on each side, right?
Yes.
These
I was heard about the
grooves.
grooves.
Yeah, what can we make out about these grooves? Like, you just told us that they're there.
They follow the line art, so to speak, but you also see that there are a lot of like abstracted grooves in other places, such as like in the hands or on the face, from down from the eyes or around the lips, all over the place.
Hmm.
Do they look like... Are they just kind of like divots in the wall? Do they look like they can actually hold something? Like, say, some of the one.
They're more like divots, like maybe like a finger in width, like an index finger in width. Like you could trace your finger through one and it would fit comfortably.
That's no help.
You try sticking the base of the cup in it.
Not really. There's not any spots where the cup would fit like that.
On the Hades mural, are there grooves? And where his cauldron is?
Yeah, there are grooves where his cauldron is.
Oh.
There are grooves in his hands too, and in his face, and in his robes.
Murasan said that Hades judged those by putting their souls in his cauldron.
Yeah.
What if we took water from the right well and kind of took it and splashed it on his cauldron?
It's worth a shot. You want
I
to try?
can't wait to fight a bear in a minute.
I mean, if you have any other ideas, Nee, I'd love to hear them.
Thing is, there are two pools, one on each side, so I don't
You see,
think
that's
it's
the
going to
thing
be...
I'm struggling with right now. I remember talk about Hades in the cauldron. The other one, I can't remember exactly what he said.
Ascend to the heavens as eternal saints.
Hmm.
And Kyra then proceeds to point out, it's also worth remembering that in that mural we saw her crying, and there was rain coming out of her arms over the jungle.
Oh.
That's it. What? Okay, in the mural of the goddess, do her eyes have grooves?
Her eyes were closed and they had tears coming out of them, yes. And those tears were turning into rain.
I mean, is that... On her eyes, is that like a groove in each eye in the mural in here?
Yeah, I mean, there are grooves all over the place. If you can think of a spot on the mural, there are probably grooves there.
So
you think the
one-
water has to travel through the grooves?
one had water, one had tears that would help them ascend to the heavens. The other had a cauldron.
So with the goddess, tears are coming out of her eyes, and then it was down her arm, and from her arm, it was going over the forest.
Yes. So,
Alright.
Worth a
Alright.
shot.
Nee, you do the goddess. I'll come over here and do
So,
Hades.
listen, so on the goddess, hypothetically, water would need to be applied to the mural on tears and along the divots where her arm is, so that the tears are falling and that there's water going over the quote-unquote forest depiction.
Yes.
And then we're thinking in the other one, water going in where the cauldron would be.
Yes.
But on the other one, so is there like depiction of like the bone roots or anything with the Hades depiction mural there?
No, it doesn't show their environments. It just shows them.
Alright. Let's give it a try.
All right.
Cauldron is... Alright. Good.
Alright.
All right, so you guys collect the cups, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. And you come back to the pools and you dunk them in, and as you're pulling them out, you see like the runes in the cup, sort of in the bowl, sort of flicker for a sec, and you hear a brief of like water moving, and you look down, and you are pretty sure the bowl's just refilled. You look into the cup, the water's still in there. The runes just made new water.
Okay. That's weird. All right. Let's try this out.
All right, so you make your way up to the murals, and I will do Neothil first. Where are you putting your water, and how are you applying it?
Well, alright, so right now, so what's the position of our arms first?
Well, I mean, it's the Burmecia picture is more of like a close-up on her face. You can't actually see her arms. You can just like see the
Right,
tops of her
just-
shoulders.
okay.
So
We'll
just,
just-
Our eyes then, our eyes.
all right. So you sort of, I'm guessing like dipping your fingers into the cup and sort of like tracing the water onto the eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tear effect.
All right, you do that. You trace the water onto the eyes and down her cheeks in a tear effect. You step back, and a couple seconds later, all of the grooves light up this pale, watery blue.
I'll take that as a good sign.
And then
Still following you
Thanatos
just in
does the
case
same
you
thing,
move
but
the statues.
onto the cauldron of Hades.
All right, you put your water into the cauldron, sort of. And after a few moments of sort of applying the water, a few seconds pass, and it partially lights up. The cauldron lights up with red light, but the rest of the mural doesn't.
Hmm.
So the cauldron lit up, but not the rest of the mural.
So
So all of this side is lit up. There's something else on that side needs water.
Can anybody else remember what he said about Hades?
Well, the souls of the wicked go into the cauldron and they'll be used as fertilizer.
Well, we can go and check the other murals if we want to recheck the more detailed depictions. There might be clues hidden there.
It's Mika talking.
Thank you for
Just-
volunteering, Mika.
Her ears sort of flatten back a bit and says,
I'm taking Knee and Rocket with me.
No arguments. I was coming to
As
do
you-
anyway.
As you wish.
all right.
I just hope we don't accidentally release Hades by accomplishing some of these puzzles.
All right.
Oh, I'm
so,
sure we'll have to shoot him in the face by the end of this.
all right. So, Mika, Knee, and Rocket, you return to the Hades mural, and I will just describe it again. You see him sitting on his throne of jagged, broken bones, sort of three spires rising up behind him, and his wrinkled hands are raised up over his black cauldron, from which the smog pours
Hand.
through.
We need some in his hand, as well as the cauldron. Because he's putting the souls in.
Huh. I didn't think about that. Alright.
And so you go back and regale this information to the others.
Yep.
All right. You come
What you
back.
found, me?
Back in here. Alright.
So they come back in a couple minutes later.
So what'd you find?
Try in his hand, because he was sprinkling the souls into the cauldron.
Right. Okay. So, doing so.
All right. You dip your fingers into the cup, apply the water to the hands. A few seconds later, the whole thing lights up red, and the door in the front of the room lights up with the runes indicating that passage is now possible.
Oh, good. We didn't have to fight a bear, because that would have been unbearable.
You see, Nee, I can be smart.
Unbearable, you say?
To be entirely fair,
Because they're
Thanatos,
bears.
we were the one who told you about
Ah.
that. Here you got the cauldron.
Still.
All right, Yogi, let's go.
All right. So, for essentially successfully getting through without actually fighting the encounter, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the gil for it.
So see, we didn't have to fight a bear.
2,600 gil.
Yay!
Nice.
All right. So the party
We're not
is-
broke.
Indeed. Party is now up to 5,607 gil.
Cool.
All right.
Be doing some extreme shopping after this trip.
Yeah, but we won't be able to get tier 4 weapons until level 8, I believe.
All right. So,
But I mean, like important supplies
That's
that
a
we
lot of help.
require.
all right. So,
Or we require more.
But
on to the next floor. You pass through the door and you head down the steps. It's another claustrophobic curving corridor, and you get the impression you go full 360 degrees, going like around the whole circumference of the next layer of the temple, before you come out through another archway and are greeted to a nearly identical scene. A long corridor, hallways, 2 hallways off to the left and right, water channels, and a closed door at the far side.
Alright, let's go check for more murals, because I don't have enough murals today.
All right. I guess Alistair's leading the way to the left.
I guess I'll go right.
Okay. Mika's going with Ni. Kyra is going with Thanatos.
Rocket?
All right. 3 and 3. Okay, we'll do left first. So, Alistair, Ni, and Mika, you pass through the corridor, and you pass through, and you are greeted to yet another chamber. Again, owl statues on the north and south walls on heightened pedestals, looking down and keeping watch. On this wall, this room is dominantly colored in yellow, and on the wall, you see a depiction of Quetzalcoatl, wings spread wide over the jungle below, and you see lightning bolts emerging from her wings to smite a horde of monsters beneath her. You see them running and cowering beneath the bolts of electricity flying down from her wings, and you see depictions of them just being reduced to dust and bone and ash. And beneath and a ways in the background, lined up with like spears and bow and arrow at the ready, almost as if waiting for a command, you see a horde of stylized Vieira standing beneath Quetzalcoatl. A full army, essentially. All across the mural.
So, assuming that the coming puzzle is going to be the same as the last one, water from the wings would be the most obvious choice.
Getting a little ahead of yourself.
That's
But then
the thing,
again,
assuming
we-
it would be it.
Alright, now let's go ahead
Although- There's still another door, which we might have to get through.
Alright, now let's go ahead and check the eastern room, you guys. So, stepping into this room, again, much the same. And on the wall in this one, the mural shows that great snake that you saw before in the first chamber, the Zolom, slithering through the underbrush of the forest all across the expansive long wall of the mural. You can see bones and decomposing corpses beneath the soil, almost like a cutout of the land, as the snake sort of withers between them, or slithers between them, rather. And from those bones and decaying corpses under the soil, above them, at the soil's top, you see, of course, the trees rising up and various plants and other forms of life.
Well, doesn't seem to be anything about water in this one.
And the dominant color of this room, it's very green.
Let's check the door then. Yeah.
Quite.
And you all make your way back into the central corridor and meet up in front of the door to the next room. Alistair seemingly takes the lead, puts his hand on it, and it slides open, and you are greeted to a room that is similar but different to the last one. In this room, you see but 2 bear statues at ground level facing forward. Like, their eyes focused on the door, but their eyes are empty. There is nothing in the sockets. Wait, hold on. Let me double check this.
He doesn't even remember.
I had to write all this shit down, man. Give me a sec to read through my notes. Okay. Never mind, I was wrong. The bear statues do have eyes. They're just of different colors. You see those.
Yeah,
You
no,
see
we-
two protrusions against the back wall, framing the silent door. In those protrusions, you see more lifelike, scaled heads of Hades and Burmecia, Quetzalcoatl, and the Zolom. Hades and Burmecia on the left, Quetzalcoatl and the Zolom on the right. In the eyes of the bear statues, you see colored spheres besides the green ones you've seen in all the other automated statues so far. In the left bear, you see a blue and a yellow sphere.
All right, I think I get it. We need to line their eyes up to the color coordinate for the
Oh.
gods.
There are
What-
also, one more thing, there are little holes in beneath each of the faces.
Holes beneath.
Spherical recessions into the walls beneath the faces.
So each eye is a different color, representing one of the deities.
And I assume we need to line it up to face the deity that color is for.
Either that or take the eyes out.
Well, we need to take the eyes out to put them into the right spots.
Okay,
But the
so
problem is that may initiate an encounter.
Only
So
if we do
should do
something
the
wrong.
water in the diagram rooms first. Like it's just the question.
I didn't quite hear the question.
Should we do the murals first?
Well, looking at the murals, do these murals on the wall, like here and here, have any divots or anything? Or are they just flat?
I mean, you're not seeing any murals in this room. It's the protrusions from the walls with the faces in them, but no murals. These are more like these are more like busts.
These
Okay, I was
busts-
talking about like behind us there, the ones we did look at.
well, those are for reference.
Yeah, those
to tell
are
us.
like in game terms. Those are basically your clues.
Okay.
The colors and what they match to the deity, I think, is what's important here.
These
So-
sculpture heads, did they have anything of interest, or are they just pure sculpture heads?
They appear to just be sculpture heads. Like they're
Alright.
like they're fixed to the wall, but they're just sculpture.
I'm
heads.
going to take the plunge and try and remove one of the eyes.
Okay, which one?
So Quetzalcoatl, what color can we see back there again?
Yeah, you head back,
Yellow?
and the dominant color of her room is yellow.
Green for the Zol. The
Alright, I'm gonna. Which god is the yellow currently facing?
The bear statues are facing the door, and it does
oh.
not look like they can be rotated.
I thought they were. From your description, I thought they were facing, like, that direction.
Nope, they're facing the door.
It's irritating. Well, that goes the idea I had anyway.
so just take an eye.
I suppose take a yellow and just see what happens.
All right, so you make your way over to the bear on the left, and you reach into its right eye socket, and the sphere comes free. The bear doesn't move, though you do see it sort of like close softly a bit, and you can like see into the eye socket, this sort of pinprick of white light, and you get the distinct impression that you are being very carefully watched.
Alright, so this yellow, does it look like it would fit into the other slot that was already empty beneath its chin or whatever it was? Or was this other divot?
Yeah, it looks like the sphere currently in your hand is of the same size and shape as the divots beneath each of the faces in the wall.
So, okay, so we need to put them in the divot beneath each of the faces in the wall. It's not the bear looking at them with the correct eyes, we just need
No.
to color code them that way.
Quite.
Again, like when you said divots in the face, I thought you meant beneath the bear's face, right?
No. The busts in the wall.
So Quetzalcoatl was yellow. The Zol.
So, I'm going to stick the yellow for Quetzalcoatl, since that's...
Right, you push it in, and the Quetzalcoatl bust lights up with yellow light.
Okay.
Alright, so green for the snake.
Green for the snake.
You take
And
the-
which
you
statue is that?
The snake is also with Quetzalcoatl. They are the Vieran deities. So you take the green sphere from the right bear. You put it in beneath the Zolom. Lights up.
And the final two colors are
Red for Hades.
Red and blue.
So yeah, red for
red
Hades, blue
and
for the
blue
goddess.
Yeah, alright, those two.
Take the blue.
Okay, so you take the spheres and you put them where you want them. The busts light up, and the door lights up as well, and it is now open to you.
Yeah, this is going a lot better than our last two trials.
Well, let's proceed to the next level.
And another 800 gil.
And more loot because we're doing so well.
Indeed. Give me a second so I can actually calculate this one. This isn't as easy a calculation as the last one.
Boy.
Wait, no, hold up. 5,607 plus 800. 6,407. All right. Okay, Gil updated. You're all passing through the door, I take it?
Yep.
Yep. Alistair puts his hand on it. It slides open. Yeah, 1 second.
So, how many trials are there?
All right.
Takes to get to Elizabeth.
No shit, Sherlock.
Okay.
I mean, did I forget what was the name of the rabbit girl that said
Jeez.
Vise.
Vise? Did Vise say how many trials there were?
She did not.
No.
All right, so you head down the corridor again. It goes winding around and gets wider, and you step into another chamber, smaller this time, pretty compact, and there's another door in front of you, lit up. No murals on the walls.
Okay, I feel like this is Hades.
We'll see. Well, it's just us in a small room with a door. Let's open the next door first.
All right, Alistair, you're stepping forward to open it up.
Mm-hmm.
Door.
All right, you put your hand on the door. It slides open, and stepping into the next room, you are greeted by a hallway that goes to the left and right. And on each end, you see another door.
I see rooms here. I can see the corner of the sprites. Like you can see them.
Which way you going? Left or right?
Alright, I'll go left.
Let's stick together for this one. Let's go. My vote's right first.
I'm down with that. Alice is already over there.
Because
All right.
Darkness keeps moving his token without saying it for the rest of us.
Quite. So, let us all go down the right path, I guess.
Si's not in a chatty mood.
Well, Alistair may not be in a chatty mood, but you can still tell me, the Dungeon Master, what you're doing.
Sorry.
I can't properly narrate what you experience if I don't know what the fuck you're up to. All right, so you put your hand on the door and it opens up, and you look down, and you are greeted to a lengthy corridor with a bunch of doors on the side, going all along the length. The wall directly in front of you, the entrance you just came in through, is blank of anything, save for some sources of light in the form of faintly glowing blue crystals, but everything else is left in relative dim light. And you see one of the bear statues, and it is actually in motion. It's walking slowly along the corridor.
Ah, shit.
Let's duck out and shut that door for the moment.
Right, you back out and you look around for a second, and it occurs to you, you don't know how to close these doors. Vise didn't show you how to do that.
Thanks, Vise.
Whoa.
Great.
Alright, this kind of... Is it just coming this way?
Yeah, it's just walking slowly.
Let's back up down the corridor a minute and see if it'll start patrolling back the other direction. So, get to the middle.
You hide in here,
Go.
and he would just peek round and see.
Quite.
Near, you're looking, I assume.
Yeah.
And you poke your head out and you look and you see the bear statue come into view through the open door. It looks at the open door for a second.
You misspelled golem.
Bah, whatever. And then its eyes, and the door closes.
Right, so it can close doors. Noted.
Which also means you can open them. Wonderful.
Let's check left door now, shall we? Before we continue down that route.
Quite.
Ladies first.
Oh, thanks, Alistair. Really, so brave of you.
Have an act for peeking around corners without being seen.
She
I
is.
also have a knack of sticking my boot up your ass.
All right, Nee, you put your hand on the door on the right, and slides open, and you're greeted to a mirrored scenario from the previous one. And again, you see another one of the statues patrolling along.
Son of a bitch, this is like a labyrinth. Fuck.
Alright, so we're gonna have to face one of them. Like, it's coming directly down this way, so stealth's gonna be out of the question, isn't it, DM?
Oh, screw this.
Thanatos, Rocket,
No.
lay waste.
So you step out into the corridor, I'm assuming, Hades?
Yes.
You step out into the corridor and you turn to face the golem, and it pauses in the hallway and regards you. Tilt its head. Tilt it the other way. The door next to you closes. And then
What?
Keeps walking.
You're by yourself, buddy.
Can we open it?
Yeah, you put your hand on it and it opens again.
Can I grab Thanatos by the collar and drag his stupid ass out into...
Thanatos, don't play with the golem.
Sure, you can do that. So you grab him by the coat and just yeet him back in.
You know, if you get trapped in a room with an angry stone bear, we're not helping you.
Then why don't we? We're gonna have to fight one of these, so let's just.
You
It's
don't
coming.
necessarily have to fight them, you know? Have you ever watched
Let's-
them and see if they actually
Let's
attack?
try. Let's just try and scooch on past now. Go.
And it
It's
comes
looking
in,
at us.
it comes into view
Wait.
and it turns to look at the door, looks at all of you and tilts its head, regards each of you individually, one at a time.
Move.
Then it looks up at the open door. Are you moving through the door?
It may not see us if we don't move.
Well, let's before we do it, let's wait to close the door, maybe start wandering back up, and then open it, and then go.
And it sort of looks at you all for a moment longer. Regards Rocket with particular curiosity for a second. Looks up at the open door. Swing! Lights flare up. Door closes.
Okay, so these
Fucking
things
rude.
obviously aren't hostile. At
They
least
just close
That's
the
what
door.
I was saying!
Door guardians.
If I had to crack a guess, I'd say they're just patrols. And we
Huh.
keep leaving the doors open, so they're just closing the doors behind us.
Well,
Thanatos, don't get any
can we
idea.
hear it thumping back up the other way?
Yeah, you can hear it thumping back the other way.
All right, let's open up the next door, and next door along, we head in there and see what's up. Okay, go.
All right, so you put
Yeah.
your hand on the
Take
door.
one door at a time.
You put your hand on the door, and it opens up.
It's black.
And
There we go.
yep, you see the bear is just kind of walking along. It pauses and looks back at all of you as you all come into the corridor, and then looks away and keeps going. Once you're all in, you hear again, ding! And once everyone's inside, door closes behind all of you.
All right,
Oh, it could do it from a distance as well. Wonderful.
Thanatos, keep an eye on Mr. Guardian Bear over there. I'm gonna open this door.
But don't play with it, don't touch it, and don't do anything Thanatos-like.
Thanatos like.
All right.
And just what is Thanatos like, Alice?
All right,
No.
so, Nee, you walk up to the
The
door and
usual you.
and you put your hand on it, and it opens up, and you are greeted to what appears to be an old, essentially a quarters.
Quarters.
You see beds, or like you see a couple beds, you see some tables. It's not exactly heavily furnished, but you see a couple beds, a couple tables, some old stone chests. a few long burnt out candles, a few signs of carnage. You see a couple of skeletons of what you can only assume to be Clarence and Vieira scattered across the ground, but not many, like 2 or 3 of them. And it's otherwise a quiet and empty room. And Thanatos, you're watching the bear, right?
Yep.
The second Nee opened the door, the statue stopped and spun around and is staring intently at Neothil.
I kind of put my hands pulsating in the air and back away from that door.
All right, you back away. The bear watches you carefully and then zing, door closes.
Yeah, Nee, I don't think it likes you opening doors.
Okay,
Wow.
so it's got a
What do you
temper.
These particular doors it doesn't like. Does it calm down and continue on?
Watches you all for a minute longer before eventually starting to slowly...
Can I
Turn
try
away.
something?
Sure.
I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure you probably don't speak. But if you do understand, can you gesture to any door that we have access to that you won't be mad at us for?
Make a negotiation check.
You're negotiating with a golem.
Yeah. You have a better idea?
I mean, golems technically don't have any sentient. Like,
Yes, but
it
it
might
has a
respond to
sense of
commands
duty
and things, though. No,
to keep these doors.
8. Okay. It doesn't respond. It just keeps going. It doesn't
Okay.
make any indication that it heard you.
Well, I had to roll a negotiation, so clearly there is something. And who has the highest negotiation skill?
I try then. Never talked to a
Negotiation.
statue before.
Alistair, what's your negotiation?
Mine is 6, remember?
Plus
yeah.
6. Not -6. -6 would be worrying. That means you had...
Oh, fuck no, no.
Plus 6. Right.
Just no.
I don't think you can
Nick-
get minuses in your skills in this game.
That's it.
Why would...
I mean,
Thank you,
Panasox
when you
tries
say
at the best of
minuses, no.
times, but...
Alice, just negotiate with the bear statue.
I try. Excuse me. Which door would you like us to go through and not to go through? If you can understand, please.
Alright, roll it.
Which door's safe to open?
14.
Shut up.
It keeps going.
See, I told you.
Maybe a crit was required for that. Alright, well, we're just going to have to kind of experiment, and if it starts getting growly, back off from that door. Let's try the next one! I'm not going to touch it, someone else try it. Because it might already be mine.
Fine.
Through it.
All right,
Big-
Thanatos, you put your
Okay.
hand on the door, and this one appears to be an old storage room. A lot of big stone chests and urns and the like. And again, the bear spins around the second you put your hand on it. And this is
Back up
staring
from
intently
that
at
door.
you. You back up. A few minutes later, zing! Door closes. And the bear is keeping its eyes on you all now.
It might be getting mad.
Oh,
So-
fuck this.
No, hold on, Alistair. Over here, was that a wall there?
That's the back of the room.
So there are 2 more doors, and remember there are also an entire other corridor down there we have yet to see. So I assume that we should hopefully at least be some that we have access to. Is there anything on the doors themselves that we're missing?
Make an awareness check.
These 2 doors here.
14?
14. Okay, and you're checking over each of the doors. The 3 doors in the middle of the corridor, the 3 central ones, appear to not have any identifying marks, aside from like a single sigil on one of the bricks next to them in some archaic text you don't understand. The other ones, however, the one on the south here, though, has no such symbols.
So the one we came in through.
Yeah, but then as you're eventually coming up to join Alistair and check the last one, and you look at it, it has a symbol on the door, sort of an abstract thing. Like an owl face sort of looking back at you.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
To
So-
Anasai is basically fed up at this point and decides to try to open the last door.
Oh,
All right.
right next to the bear, really?
All right, you
Mm-hmm.
put your hand on the owl door and slides open. You see a long corridor with another door at the other end. The bear looks at you all for a second and then goes back to patrolling.
Okay,
Alright, so
here.
no symbol, owl symbol, good. Symbol on those other doors, bad. Let's head through the end one. Ignore the others.
Come on.
Finally,
Yep,
the
Mika
statue allows us to enter.
comes running up. Kyra comes running up to join Thanatos. Rocket comes running up to join you all.
I am really sick of statues today.
Tell me.
Well,
Well, you're in luck. You put your hand on this door again with an owl sigil, and it opens up,
Another
and you
one.
are greeted to a room.
Know it!
On the far wall, you see another door, another owl statue. To the right of you, you see yet another door, this one dark, indicating it cannot be presently opened.
Which probably means it was just the same one from the other hallway.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have
Uh,
a
Yeah, that door down there is the one that's sealed. That one is open and has an owl sigil.
alright, so owl sigil just leaves there.
The owl statue in the middle of this room, by the way, is facing southward.
Did it show sign of animation?
It appears to be dormant at the moment. Not moving.
Can it be turned, or is it static?
Yeah, put your hands on it, and yep, this one can turn.
Knew it.
Alright, so another turny one, and we have no idea which direction to turn it, or how that
I was
accurate.
going to turn it. What do I see by the door?
By the door, you don't really say anything.
Are
But
there any clues?
make an awareness check, Rocket.
Because I was thinking of turning it towards the door, but
It's already facing the door.
it's already facing the door.
Ah,
Yeah, the door to the south is facing that one.
there must be something in this room. Maybe.
Unless if it faces certain doors, it locks those doors down. But
Yes. So maybe turn it away from it
towards
After
one of the
what
other
it does.
doors.
after Rockets does a second.
Let's scout out the other hallway first and see if any of those other doors have like.
It should be like I entered the thingy. I don't know why it's not.
Well, what is your awareness bonus?
7?
Okay, I'll roll it for you then.
Good. Doesn't even show.
11.
Okay. So you look around for a bit, and then your eyes eventually land on the northern wall, and you look up, and you see a far more eroded version of the eye from the second chamber you guys were in when you first came to Kinatoa.
So get the owl to look at that, or is it already?
The eye is against this wall. The
Last
wall
time
is
we
south.
encountered one of these, we had to turn the owl's back to its eye to essentially catch itself in a self-petrification. Alright, let's keep that. No, Alistair, not yet. We still have another corridor we should check first before we jump into something.
Very well.
All right. You put your hands on the door, and it opens up, and you see another corridor going.
Why is
down.
Kyra all the way back there?
What?
Because he forgot to bring her.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm sorry, I've got two NPCs to keep track of and intricate puzzles I'm trying to describe to you guys without giving away the game, so...
So it's going to lead out to
Next
the
one.
hallway, probably.
Probably a matching hallway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
I just want to see if any of the doors down here have like good symbols, or it's all the same ones from the opposite.
You open it up, and once again, you are greeted by the long corridor. You see the bear from before walking along.
Can we just do a quick check of all these doors to see what their symbols are?
Sure, you look at each one, and you don't see any meaningful symbols.
I mean, are they the same symbols as this side?
Yeah,
On
yeah,
these doors?
they pretty much match.
Yep,
Well,
nothing
so
there.
I have a feeling those mean like authorized personnel only. Who wants to bet though? Inside these rooms, there's probably some sort of clue, but the bears will get mad at us if we do it. All
If
right,
you want to have a look, Nee, you're the mistress of stealth.
I don't think stealth's gonna help too much.
Yeah, I think we should pay attention to the owl.
Yeah. Let's try something with this for now and see if we can't. So, eye over there. Do we think it would be too easy if it was the exact same solution as the last owl eye puzzle?
Maybe. But we won't know if we don't try.
Alistair, turn it.
You got it.
All right, what direction are you turning it?
Towards
On
the
the,
eye.
the eye.
All right, you rotate it around 180 degrees so it's facing to the north. It's now facing north.
Nothing else? Last statue's had something to activate it as well, which we don't currently have.
So it might be in one of the rooms.
Maybe.
Or maybe...
I'm going to have Mika make a lore check.
Lower everything.
Whoa.
Yep. She looks around a bit for a second. Sort of,
Okay. I'm not an expert in Vieran or Claren magic. Green magic, did Vise call it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm no expert in that sort of thing, but
she sort of points a bit, and then her eyes eventually land on the southern door, and she says,
maybe that door is active? It might act like the switch from that first room with owls.
What, you mean touch it and it might activate?
Yeah, like touch the door and it'll... I'm guessing that it'll trigger the owl and the eye to do their things.
Well,
Enough,
she's sort of pointing along the walls and saying,
There are a bunch of these runes, really subtle. I can barely make them out, and they sort of flow in lines. A lot of those lines converge on that southern door in the eye, so I'm assuming...
well, let's try it. Touch the door.
all right,
Here we
Alistair,
go.
you come up and you put your hand on the door, and you see the runes on the wall around the door light up, and you watch as, like water flowing through rivers, the runes light up one at a time on each of the things in rapid succession. You turn around and watch as they all converge on the eye on the far wall. It lights up red. And much like in that first chamber, this sort of sweeping plane of light rises up from it, scanning up the room, and once it reaches the eye level of the owl, it stops, turns gray, and then crumbles away like dust and dissipates. And then the door opens up.
It
Yeah.
was literally the exact same thing.
It was the-
Oh boy.
In the room beyond, you see 4 more owl statues.
What's this
These
Full
one-
Metal Jacket?
Yeah, these
Full Metal Alchemist, silly.
Full Metal Alchemist, that's the one.
these
Yeah,
owls.
boom.
These owls are all facing inwards towards a large magic circle in the center of the room, and these owls have their wings spread out wide as if mid-flap.
Jeez.
You don't see any other meaningful things in this room. It's just the magic circle and the statues.
I'm getting strange deja vu. That's some kind of portal of such.
I say, hey, Nee, remember back when we ambushed
Similar.
Nabat?
Yeah.
She had like a circle thing for.
And
That's
she
why I'm
said
getting
it was
deja
helpful.
vu.
Except for
Reminds me
no,
of that lich.
that wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't. The circle wasn't her teleporter. That was the lich summoning thing.
Okay, so this has got to be some kind of summoning circle.
Mika looks it over and then shakes her head.
No, the runes are different. They're all wrong. This isn't a summoning circle.
What
Thank
these
goodness
runes
for
mean?
that.
I have no idea what they mean, but I can definitely tell you it's not a summoning circle.
Anything on the walls in this room, or are they all just blank?
They're all just blank. I mean, you see eyes on all of the walls. Like on
Can we
each
turn
face.
these ones?
These owls do not appear to be capable of being turned.
Well, so we can't point them towards the eyes. Who wants to volunteer to step in the death circle?
I vote Alistair.
I'm in there.
All right, Alistair, you step into the middle of the circle, and everyone else, a couple seconds pass before the circle lights up. There's a sort of brief pillar of light, then a spark, and Alistair disappears from view.
Teleporter then. Or he
Teleport,
just got
I called it.
either that, or he just got disintegrated. At which point, who's next?
Alright. Well, I call it, so I'm going in. Geronimo!
Okay. Alistair, you jump in.
Alistair already disappeared.
Oh, Thanatos, whatever. Okay, Thanatos, whatever. You jump in and disappear from view.
Me goes over and kind of nudges Mika. On 3, like takes hold of her hand.
On 3.
1, 2, 3.
And you both jump in and disappear from view.
Good.
All right. Rocket, it is now just you and Kyra in this room.
What are you thinking?
That we go after them and hope for the best.
Alrighty.
All right.
You both step in, a couple seconds pass, and then you vanish from that room in a flicker of light. And you all emerge, in the order you went through, in a new room. Barren, save for the magic circle. You sort of spill out one at a time. Against what you're assuming is the northern wall, assuming your sense of direction remains intact, you see another door.
Ugh. Teleporting
hate
feels
teleporting.
weird.
And it is worth noting, in this room, Thanatos, you are getting a familiar tingling sensation.
Tingle?
Darkness.
You can
Okay.
you can sense the presence of intense darkness nearby.
Elizabeth.
You guys just kind of see Thanatos kind of like a shiver just went down his spine.
No.
You alright?
Nay, Thanatos is the tingles again.
Guys, I don't mean to alarm you, but I'm sensing a lot of darkness around us right now.
That might be Elizabeth. Or Hades, or maybe Hades himself. Either way, jab
I
the
say
door.
it's both. I say it's both, and right now I'm sick of this place, so let's get it over with.
Yeah, I'd very much like to leave. This
Open the door.
PGBs.
I'm opening the door.
All
Let
right.
me in!
All right, give me a second. Give me a second. I'm doing some last-minute setup here.
Okay.
Last minute setup means boss fight.
It may...
All
I
right.
feel like that guy now from that meme. Let me
All right.
in. Let
All right,
me in.
so you put your hand on the door. It lights up with a far more intense shade of red than previously on the other doors, and then it slides open. And the room you are greeted in is gargantuan. And it's not largely structured either. It's an open cave. And you can see an orange glow deeper within. You can hear the faint rattling of chains. You look up and you can see them hanging from the roof, gigantic chains shattered. Their chain links scattered across a long, narrow stone bridge suspended over a lake that rests at the bottom of this great chamber. As you advance out onto the bridge, you can see gigantic crystals of raw amber jutting up out of the water and from the walls, filling the room with that orange glow.
That's a lot of amber.
Can we see the room? There we are.
As you advance further, you see up ahead,
Hold on, sir.
as you look further up ahead, you see a very large circular platform where most of the broken giant chain links now reside, broken and scattered along the ground. The shattered remains of what looked to be once a large, smooth-shaped amber crystal, a sphere perhaps, hollowed out, broken, cracked open like an egg. And in the middle of the platform, you see a figure rising up, tall, imposing, and sinister. I forgot to add his art to my thing to show you, so give me a moment.
So Hades is up ahead. I wonder if we can see Elizabeth anywhere in the room in chain form.
Give me a moment.
He's got to do art.
Yeah, I want to show you guys a visual here.
Prepare yourself, my friends. The forces of hell are upon us.
So the figure that rises up is very much like the depiction that you saw in the murals. Red robes that flow menacingly around him. Tattered, dark, sort of half cape coming down from his belt that appears to be little more than sharp teeth pushing through his skin to hold up his pants and billowing cloak-like things. You see in his stomach area there is a recession in which floats an amber crystal, more large teeth radiating out from just beneath his rib cage. You see large metallic-like wings, segmented and suspended, floating freely in the air, rising from his back. His face twisted and distorted with two horns coming out of one side, a thick bushy beard coming down from his chin. The only eye he has, his left, is dark, save for the orange pupil that comes out of it. His fingers are long and gnarled with sharpened fingernails at the tips, and you can already see orange and acidic green magic crackling between his tips as he rises up, standing really tall, a solid 20 feet. And in front of him, sword and shield drawn and at the ready, you see none other than Elizabeth facing him down.
All right, let's go help her, because I think we're a bit too late to stop her from letting loose a monster.
Oh, great.
Let's
I don't care how
before she runs
he is.
before she runs
He's not
straight
leaving
into
you
this
alive.
thing. Let's have all of us kind of run up to her side and go, yeah, quickly, double time.
Double time.
Except for me, I just kind of walk slowly up, and then oh shit, here we go again.
Ah, shit, here we go
Here
again.
we go again.